Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvi Shavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Boliye Shri Shankaracharya Bhagavan Ki Jai. Hari Om. So welcome to this fourth day and the 21st day of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Holy Gita, through the lens of Swami Chinmayanandaji, Pujya Gurudev. We are in the 31st verse of 4th chapter. Yajnashishtamrita bhujaha yanti brahma sanatanam nayam lokostya yajnasya kutonya kuru sattama. Yajna, doing this concerted collective action, participating in collective action individually or along with everybody else. Yanti, such a person, yajna shishta, they are taking, what are they taking for themselves out of the yajna, out of the collective effort? Whatever the produce of the collective effort, whatever is their share, that they take it and they relish it, they enjoy it, they experience it, they eat it, they use it, it belongs to them. That little bit which comes out of the common work that everybody has done. Such a person, what happens to them? Yanti Brahma Sanatanam. They reach that Brahman completely. Sanatanam means ancient. So we talk of what is Sanatana Dharma. The path that leads to this Brahman, which is a most ancient path, is called Sanatana Dharma. Na ayam lokaha asti ayajnasya. For the one who does not engage in participative action with the whole world, who's just whiling away his time, who's wasting his time, who's just being by himself or herself, na ayam lokaha asti. This world is also not for them. Kutaha anyaha kuru sattama. Where is the question of another world waiting for them? Not possible. For a person who has been whiling away the time and not studying for the exam, not preparing the exam, even the time before going to the exam, even the examination is going to be difficult. What to say of the results after the exam? The similar logic applies. The one who does yajna, who participates in collective action on a day-to-day basis, we live our life for our individual self, and also we participate in action along with society in many ways. It can be done even while staying at home, when we chant and we meditate and we play some music. We are filling this atmosphere with divine vibrations. That is also yajna. But collectively also yajna happens many a time, and we are participating cheerfully in it and experiencing the results of that action. Such people, when they live their life in this manner and they drop the body, they will reach that Brahman, that state of being, they will reach. Na ayam lokaha. This world also does not belong to people who do not do yajna. Yajna means action. Then what to say of kutaha anyaha kuru sattama? Where is the question of another world after they leave this world? In the metaphor used here, when we try to find its corresponding implication, in the subjective world, we must understand the remnant that is left over to mean the result of the above mentioned 12 types of yajnas, the previous 12 types of yajnas that were spoken about, the results of those actions. For example, apane juhvati pranam, prane panam tatha pare, pranapanagati rudva, pranayama parayanaha. Somebody is learning pranayama and they are inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. They spend their time throughout the day, many hours of the day, doing this. So, this is a yajna. And the result of that, they will attain a quietness of breath, and that will make them experience peace of mind and high levels of energy. That is the result. So, when they do this action, they get the result, and the result is enjoyed by them. Then, if they cannot be peaceful right now, where is the question of being peaceful after leaving the body? Those who have gained this have prepared themselves for the greatest vocation in life called intense meditation. Such an integrated man can gain a greater inner poise in his meditation, through which he can easily come to experience the infinite and the eternal, indicated by the term Brahman. The second line of the verse contains a beautiful generalization which clinches the main idea that self development and inner growth cannot be had without investing continuous and sincere effort. Inaction can never bring about any profit, even in this world, in any field whatsoever. Without self dedicated and selfless activity, no great and enduring profit can be achieved in this world. And therefore, Krishna exclaims, how could the seeker hope to achieve the highest without any conscious effort at gaining it? So, even when we want to reach the higher realms in our spiritual development, we have to put in action. It is not just by thinking, it is not just by sitting quietly, but we have to put in the right action and work towards purification of the mind. 32nd verse. एवं बहुविधा यज्ञा वितता ब्रह्मणो मुखे कर्मजान् विद्धितान् सर्वान् एवं ज्ञात्वा विमोक्ष्यसे. एवं बहुविधा यज्ञा. These 12 types of yajnas or activities which have been given, vitata brahmano mukhe. Where have these words come from? Where have these directives come from? From Brahmaji himself. Karmajan vidhitan sarvan. These yajnas are all based on action, doing something, sitting up, or inhaling and exhaling, or offering into the fire, or studying something, memorizing something, contemplating on something. So many different types of activities are given. Karmajan. So they are all born out of action, either of thought, or of the breath and speech, or of the physical body. Vidhitan sarvan evam nyatva. In this manner, when one person understands, such a person becomes free. Free of what? In this world, he becomes free of the necessity to do action, because the intellect is free of desires. When there are no desires, there are no thoughts. When there are no thoughts, there is no possibility for action. And when there are no actions done, there is no possibility of resulting impressions which create more thoughts and lead to more actions. That cycle is gone. So that is called moksha, freedom. Various yajnas lie open, leading to the gate of Brahman, the eternal. Just as all roads lead to Rome, or in Pondicherry, all roads lead to the ocean, lead to the beach. So all roads lead to Rome. All the above mentioned techniques of yajna also ultimately lead to one and the same goal. Know them all to be born of action. This timely reminder of the Lord has more than one direct suggestion. These paths prescribed in the Vedas are all to be pursued through self-effort, and therefore Arjuna is reminded of the inevitability of right action if he wants to move ahead in his cultural self-development. It also suggests that all these paths are the only means and not the end. Action is born of desires, and therefore, as long as there is action, there is no redemption from desires. The state of desirelessness is a state of perfection, and therefore, in the context of our understanding, these pregnant words of the verse ring a note of warning that we should not misunderstand these yajnas as a very goal of life. Yajnas or actions come out of desires. The whole idea is we should become desireless at one point to realize the self. And so, yajna is itself not the final goal of life. Action itself is not the final goal of life. At one point, action has to drop. So, if at all, if we come across in life some situation that removes action from us, meaning whenever people are going through these layoffs in many parts of the world, they are being removed from their jobs. So, that is a time to contemplate on what can I avoid doing from now on, and what only I need to do for the sustenance of the body and the surroundings that I have, and how can I focus the time in my life to contemplate on how can I improve myself and realize the truth. If they live such a life, if they are able to have this understanding, people will not feel frustrated about what's happening around them. Difficulties can happen, difficult situations can come, power may go, position may go, work may be taken away from us. But everything is only happening for our higher good, because the self, the Atman, is there. It is waiting inside, like the mother waiting for the child to come back home after play and be in the comfort of the mother's presence. The Atman is waiting for us to be in the comfort of its presence and the joy of its presence, and to realize the presence of the Atman. We are engaging in action all the time, forgetting this, and we are focusing on action based on wrong premises, that we need to do this work to earn the money, and we need to earn the money so that we will be able to live and sustain, our family will sustain. The truth is, only the money, only the wealth that is destined to be with you in this lifetime, not a paisa more, not a paisa less. That money on that date will be there with you. If something is not there with you, it is not meant for you. Whether you go for earning, you go to work and earn, or you slog, or whatever you do, whatever the money, whatever the relationships, whatever the inputs that have to come to you in your life at that moment, that alone is going to come, and nothing more or nothing less will be there. So we do not need to earn for the sake of money. We have to get that clear. But we have to do work for the sake of yajna, for the sake of purification of our mind. And so even the work that we do, it is the ideal thing is to convert it into yajna, so we will not have any kind of a disturbance in the mind. If something goes wrong with the action, it doesn't belong to you. You have given your input, and it is for the rest of the world to take care of what has to be done or what is being done, and not us. Always our mind is available with us to focus peacefully on our spiritual pursuit. The 33rd verse, Shreyan Dravyamayad Yajnat Jnana Yajnah Parantapa Sarvam Karmakhilam Partha Jnane Parisamapyate Shreyan. It is very best. Dravyamayat yajna, the more than the physical actions, doing using the physical equipment and physical offerings like the summit and the havis and the other things, more than the physical actions, jnana yajnaha shreyaha parantapa. Parantapa is Arjuna. Oh Arjuna, you are the scorcher of all your enemies. You are the one who can blast your enemies to death on the battlefield. So you should understand that more than the Dravya Yajna is the offering of all materials and things into the Agni, into the fire, or even raising produce, creating produce in the earth. More than that, Jnana Yajna. What is Jnana Yajna? Jnana Yajna is studying. Jnana Yajna is the one who is the yajna of contemplation on who am I, what is that consciousness, and what is this world, who is Ishvara, what is the space around me which has come out of that Ishvara's Maya Shakti. The space that I see around me is from the Maya Shakti of Ishvara. Contemplating on all this is Jnana Yajna. And how do we do that? By listening to the words from the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and the understanding of the Guru of based on these words. Then we attain that knowledge. It is Jnana Yajna is participation. Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda called his Bhagavad Gita talks everywhere as Gita Jnana Yajna. So when people gather together and the speaker speaks and so many people are listening, there is a massive yajna that is happening. It's a collective effort. It does not happen whether it is organizing the hall, making the publicity, collecting the funds, organizing the getting the stage organized, arranging for the traffic and other arrangements. When so many people come to an auditorium, like we are talking of the yajnas during the period of time of Gurudev, where 15,000, 20,000 people used to come for the yajnas. So, what is the tremendous kind of work that has to happen around the yajna? Even if one person is giving a talk and only 5 people are listening, so much of work has to be done. What to say of when great numbers of people come? What is the kind of work that has to be organized and done? So, that is a Jnana Yajna. Jnana Yajna is greater than the yajnas where we offer money and the other things into the fire. Sarvam karma akhilam partha is giving an example here. When you say offerings into the fire, the summit sticks are all of different sizes and shapes. Some may be bent, some may be in V shape, some may be having some fungus inside, some may be very bright, some may be very dull, some may be very damp. But all the time you keep putting all the summit sticks into the fire, saying Swaha Aidam Namama, Swaha Aidam Namama. Finally, what happens? All the sticks are burnt equally by that knowledge. Sarvam Karma Akhilam Partha. So we may have done many actions in our past lives and in the present world also. We have done many actions which are all the impressions of those actions are all sticking inside us like those stomach sticks. That is why the word trauma that is very common these days, trauma is actually nothing but karma phala. The results of actions. Results of action means results of action done with our thoughts, results of action done with our speech, results of action. I might have spoken something very nasty many years ago towards somebody. That person might no longer be available in the world also. But the word that I spoken and the injury that has caused in the mind of that person comes back to me and stays inside me as a trauma. It's a traumatic thought. It is that injury, that suffering that that person faced is living inside me all the time. So this is called karma. And these are the sticks that we offer into the fire of jnana. When we offer all these sticks, everything is completely burnt and we are free of all our past unwanted karma that is blocking our progress in life. Sarvam karma akhilam partha. All actions, the results of all actions that are stored in us as traumatic seeds or pleasure giving seeds. Some actions, good actions we do for others, they rest in us like people feel very good about what we do. Then it rests in us as a feeling of goodness. When we do something and people feel bad about it and they suffer on account of it, then that will come back to us and rest as some kind of a negative thought or negative feeling that we have, which is called karma. And all this is burnt when in the fire of knowledge. Jnane parisamapyate. Gurudev says, all action in its entirety, O Partha, attains its consummation in knowledge. If thus, by knowledge alone, we can really gain the fullest satisfaction, then how are we to gain this knowledge by which all actions can at once be burnt up and exhausted? How can we get this knowledge? How can we attain this knowledge is the question. The next verse. So know the means, Arjuna. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastattvadarshinaha. Tadvidhi, the very, very crucial verse on how to approach a teacher, how to approach a guru. Tadvidhi, knowing that I should attain this knowledge from the Guru. Pranipatena, how should I meet the Guru? Pranipata, prakarshena nipataha. Fall down completely, surrender. Like, don't go and argue. Don't go and sit for a debate with the Guru. Don't go and say that you are not saying something. This person is saying that person is saying that. After Guru shopping, don't go and sit before a Guru and argue with that person. Pranipata, prakarshena nipata, falling flat at the feet. Pariprashnena, asking questions again and again, not what did you eat? Did you have vetta kolambu and applam? Or did you have pulav? Why did you have pulav? Don't you like South Indian food? Or why do you like North Indian food? What about unni appam? What about idi appam? Or what is the political situation in Tamil Nadu? What did Chief Minister Vijay do when he met Prime Minister Modi? They said he is going to meet for 40 minutes, but finally the meeting I heard was only for 10 minutes. What could they have spoken in 10 minutes? Not all these discussions with the Guru. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena. Ask about very beautiful 7 questions are given by Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya in Viveka Chudamani. Koham kutoham. Yes, koham kutoham. I am not getting the first verse. Kovas. Sorry. Let me see. If I get that tune, the first word is not coming. But 7 questions. Who am I? What is jnana? Kim tat jnana? Kim ajnana? What is not jnana? What is jnana? How do I tell me? Kutoham. Very beautiful questions. It starts very beautifully. Okay. Who am I? What is not I? What is from? Where did this ignorance come from? And when will it go away? Why is it staying? What is knowledge and what is not knowledge? Who am I and what is not I? So these are the questions that we ask a Guru. Pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti. If we sevaya, also not only asking and chilling out, sitting with our feet stretched before the Guru and relaxing, not that way. There's a very it is not just any other meeting. The meeting with the Guru is one of respect and love, and when you go there you do seva to the Guru. Seva is doing what the Guru wants you to do or expects you to do is one thing, in whatever means it may be, in the most dharmic way. But seva out of the Guru's presence, not fighting for the feet of the Guru, to press the feet of the Guru, or to fan the Guru, or to keep the plate and the tumbler and everything, stand beside the Guru, and also take selfie shots and other shots of photos and publicizing. Not that. Seva is being available for the Guru and doing what the Guru wants. The ashrams, there is a big competition for that space around the Guru. There is a big competition for the space around the Guru, where people want to do so many things. They want to do the fanning, they want to do the catching of feet, they are really fighting for that space. It is not that. Pariprashnena sevaya. Seva is bhaja. Bhaja is, the word is bhakti. Giving your love through service, doing what the Guru wants you to do. Gurudev gives a beautiful explanation of what exactly is seva. We will come to that. Then the Guru, upadekshanti te jnanam. If this is done, if you surrender at the feet of the Guru saying, I've tried all means to try to know the truth, nothing is happening, I don't know how to control my mind also, and where is the question of knowing the truth? I fall at your feet. Samit panihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. The student takes the samit twigs on his head. Shrotriyam. he meets a guru who has studied the Vedas and established in that Brahmanishtam. And he surrenders Pranipata and he asks questions. Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much. I knew that somebody will. Ko nama bandha. Thank you, Krishna Ram TJ. Ko nama bandha kathame tadagataha katham pratishtapya katham vimokshaye ko savanatma paramah katma tayor vikaha kathame taduchyatam. Thank you so much. How beautiful to have people listening live, Many of my talks so far on this Chinmaya Brinda channel has been happening despite people, whether they come or whether they don't come. So yes, I got it and I've chanted the verse also, thanking there is some problem with the chat box, but I've got it. Thank you very much. And so, one moment. Ko nama bandhaha katamethad agataha. What is this bondage? How did it come? How did it get established? Katam pratishtapya, katam vimokshaye. Katam vimokshaye means how did it? One moment. Katam vimokshaye. Kosa anatma paramaha. Katam vimokshaye. How can I get free from this bondage? Kosa anatma paramaha ka atma. What is this anatma? What is non-self? Paramaha sa atma. Tayoho. What is the supreme self? Tayoho vivekaha. Between the two, whatever is the difference, katham etad uchyatam. This is the questions we have to ask the Guru. Upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. Upadekshanti. So the jnani, the one who has seen the truth, will give us the knowledge. So Gurudev says here, by questions, asking the right questions to the teacher, and by service means by offering of flowers and sweetmeats is not what constitutes seva. These have been understood as the service of the teacher only as a byproduct of institutionalism and ashrama organization. A true service of the teacher lies in the attempt of the student to attune himself to the principles of life advocated and advised to him by the master. To live the life indicated by the rishis is the greatest seva that an imperfect mortal can offer to a man of perfection. The two main qualifications essential for a fully useful teacher on the spiritual path are a perfect knowledge of spiritual literature, a complete subjective experience of the infinite reality. In our seeking the Guru also, the Guru is one who has studied the Upanishads, studied the Shastras under a master, and he is practicing that life as taught by the Shastras. These two factors are very important. By this, the Lord means to say that knowledge alone which is imparted by those who have realized the truth, that knowledge alone and no other knowledge can prove effective, then the following statement holds good. So it's very important from where we receive the knowledge, because whatever we hear, it starts working as a program in our mind. We have to be very careful about what we listen to. Who is speaking? Who is the one who is speaking? It is not about just listening from YouTube and saying, I have understood everything. There are so many people who when the master is there, they will all be going behind the master and doing seva, driving car or taking them here, taking them there. But when the master is gone, they will not participate in any of the activities that they are supposed to do. And they will just live their own life the way they want to and just show up at the time when some program is happening and give whatever money they have to give. All that will happen. They will not study the Shastras from anybody else and apply their mind to apply it in their lives. And so what will happen is all those transactions will be ridden with a lot of problems because they are not following the teachings of the master in letter and spirit. Yajñātvā na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutanyasheshena drakshasyaatmanyatho mayi yajñātvā na punarmoham. What happens when I know this very clearly, this truth? Yat jnatva, knowing that truth, Na punarmoham yasyasi. I do not go back into the delusion or the tamas of not knowing who I am. Punarmoham yasyasi Pandava, O Arjuna, yena bhutani asheshena drakshyasi atmanyatho mayi. By that knowledge of the self, by knowing who am I am the seer of this conscious, I am the conscious seer of this whole space around me, which is, I am this consciousness surrounded by Ishvara in the form of this space and in the form of all the objects in this space and in the form of all the beings and situations and circumstances in this universe. I am the one who is conscious and aware of that. Having known the truth, the person does not merge himself into ignorance again. Yena bhutani asheshena drakshyasi atmanyatho mayi. He knows himself as the self, seeing everything everywhere. You shall not, O Pandava, again get deluded like this. So, this declaration, rather fanatical in style, has to be, for the time being, accepted by all seekers. All teachers unanimously declare this idea, and since they have no particular reason to deceive their generation, it is but intelligent that we should accept the truth of this declaration in good faith until we come to confirm it in our own personal experience. So he is telling Arjuna, you had this delusion. What is this? Why should I fight this war? This is my uncle, this is my grandfather, these are all my cousins, these are all my grandsons and nephews, and all my members of my family are standing on the other side. What is this war? I don't want to fight. He is actually doubtful about his call of duty, and he wants to escape because it is not comfortable for him to fight this battle. And so Bhagavan says here, you know the self, and you will see the self in all Duryodhana, Dushasana, Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya, Bhishma, Drona, Ashwathama. You will begin to see the self in all, and because of that, you will not get back into this kind of a delusory thinking anymore. He tells Arjuna, and whatever he tells Arjuna is meant for us also. 36th verse. अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि. There are so many videos and books written on trauma and healing trauma. Trauma is nothing but our actions and the experiences that we encounter in the world, which are all stored as thoughts and feelings and emotions, and which are constantly giving us trouble because they are very solid in their nature, in their presence, and they are not productively doing anything for us except keeping us in fear, anxiety, worry, stress, tension. These are what they are giving, and we don't know any means by which we can release them. So, what does Bhagavan tell here? अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत् तमः. We might have done lots of sins in our in this present life also, in our past lives also. We don't know. Our sins of the past, which are all in our storage or in the storage go down, is called sanchita karma. And the present life that we are living, especially this present day today, whatever we get, whatever we enjoy, or whatever we suffer is our prarabdha karma. We are meant to suffer it, so it is coming to us. And whatever we have to enjoy or we have to suffer in future means in this lifetime, and the future births also is called our agami karma. So now when I do action in this manner, what is the result of that? My prarabdha karma, my sanchita karma and my agami karma will get burnt. Will get burnt means, how does it get burnt? Jnana plavena eva, by observe. Nowadays in this DBT and CBT is these methods, psychological methods by which people are helped to disassociate with their thoughts. They keep telling, watch your thought, watch your feeling. You are not the thought. You are the one who is observing the thought. You are the one who's observing the sensation. You are the one who's observing the feeling. It is called DBT, um, and CBT also, cognitive behavioral therapy. In that field, here what happens? Sarvam Jnana Plavena. Jnana is the boat in which Vrijinam, all the waves in the ocean, when we are traveling, there are many, many waves in the ocean, high waves, low waves. But when we are in the safety of the boat of Jnana, the waves don't disturb us and we can cross the ocean of samsara. Sarvam Jnana Plavena Eva Vrijinam. Vrijinam is all the very high waves because of all the sins that we have committed. Sins means whatever action that causes hurt to others, knowingly or unknowingly, through the thoughts, through our speech, and through our bodily actions, what we cause hurt to others. It is not in our state of unconscious or a subconscious state, but in the conscious state of mind, whatever disturbances we cause to others, cause to the world, we don't have any. We have a plethora of them, collectively and individually. Not only for individuals, for the collective also. It doesn't mean that when a whole mob is doing something and I also join along with the mob, I will escape. No, every individual being um, accumulates sins by their individual and collective activity, whether it can be good or bad. Good actions, it is not a sinful experience. Good actions can be visualized like the ship is going smoothly on the ocean, the moonlight is shining, and you're standing on the deck, and everything is so beautiful. You have all the food that you wanted, and you're really enjoying the ride on the ship across the ocean, and you are going to safely reach on the other shore. But a sinful action is when you're caught in a storm and the boat is tossing up and down, and you don't know whether you will be safe. You don't know whether your life will be in your hands. So that is the effect that comes to us because of our sinful actions. How much ever we study about sin and uh, papa and punya, it takes a lot of reminding, because when we do the action, we don't think about the consequences. Only when we finish all the actions and the consequences come to us, we question, why has it this come to me? Sarvam Jnanaplavena eva Vrijinam Samtarishyasi. All sins are crossed by this boat of Jnana. What is the boat of Jnana? Jnana is, I am that consciousness. I am not all this matter, this body, mind, and intellect, objects, emotions, and thoughts, um, uh, body, mind, and objects, emotions, and thoughts, and perceiver, feeler, and thinker. I am not the perceiver, I am not the feeler, I am not the thinker, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am not the sense objects, I am not the emotions, I am not the thoughts, I am not all these vasanas that are there also in the individual ego. The vasanas are all the different kinds of granulations in our ego, because we do not interact with the world. We do not interact with the world in the right manner. There are so many granulations that are formed between our objective mind and the subjective mind. I am not all that. I am that consciousness Om. I am that very consciousness which is called Om. When this realization happens, that is called knowledge, and that knowledge will burn away all our thoughts, was the earlier example. In this, that knowledge is the raft by which it takes us across the ocean of samsara. There are many, many verses. Even the Guru is this consciousness knowledge only. Even the Guru is sung like this. For example, there are two beautiful verses. One is this Guru Paduka Stotram. Ananta samsara samudratara naukaitabhyam guru bhakti dabhyam vairagya samrajyada pujanabhyam namo namah shri guru padukabhyam namo namah shri guru padukabhyam. Ananta samsara, endless samsara. Samudra Tara, Nauka. Nauka is a boat. Guru Bhakti Dabhyam. When I have devotion to the Guru, that is a boat with which I can cross this samsara. In the same way, apara samsara samudra madhye sammajjato me sharanam kimasti guru kripalo kripaya vadaitat vishvesha padambuja dirghanauka. Dirghanauka. What is the long boat? Vishvesha padambuja. The lotus feet of the Lord of this universe, Bhagavan, Ishvara, is the long raft with which I can cross this shoreless ocean of samsara. The 37th verse, Yathaidhamsi samidhognihi bhasmasat kuruterjuna jnanagnis sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute tatha yathai Indhamsi samiddaha agnihi bhasmasat kurute Arjuna. O Arjuna, like how the Agni burns all the firewood, into ash. In the Jnana Agni, fire of consciousness, sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute. All actions. Sarva karmani means all the actions that we do and the results of the actions that are all that is stored in our conscious, subconscious mind and the unconscious, which is giving us constantly, which is going on, giving us more and more thoughts, feelings, and emotions that are disturbing us and keeping the mind in a state of agitation. Everything is burnt in this fire of knowledge. Bhasmasat kurute tatha. This entire karma has been scientifically considered as falling under three classifications. They are not yet operative, sanchita, operative, prarabdha, and to be operative in the future, which is agami karma. In the Gita, it is said that all karmas are burned down. The Lord means that the entire sanchita storehouse is the go down is burnt, and the agami karma, when the storehouse is not there, the agami is not there, because the storehouse is what feeds the agami. After we go back from this earth, we go back to the other realms, we take more karmas from the storehouse to come and keep exhausting them in the prarabdha. But in the course of working out our prarabdha, we add more karma and we take back to the storehouse. So it is an endless process unless we have a more intelligent method of doing. And what is that intelligent method? Jnana Agni. How do we burn our karma? In the fire of knowledge. When it is burnt, the Sanchita and Agami are completely gone. When Sanchita and Agami are gone, the Prarabdha is worked out in this birth. The body is taken already, and so the Prarabdha doesn't go away. The Prarabdha goes only when the body drops. So until the body is there, we go through all the experiences that are given because of the presence of this body. And once the body is dropped, then there is no more future bodies that we take. 38th verse, Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate tatsvayam yoga samsiddhaha kalenatmani vindati nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate. There is nothing so purifying as knowledge that is known to us here. Tat swayam yoga samsiddhaha. Tat swayam, that knowledge, when it is attained, kalena atmani vindati. He who has perfected himself in that yoga of knowledge, in the course of time, he attains the full understanding of the self. There exists nothing in this world more noble and sacred than self-knowledge. Just as is an example that's given. Just as to a drowning man, there is nothing more precious than a life belt, so too to the deluded ego, there can be no greater position and a nobler endeavor than the acquisition of knowledge of its own real nature. The knowledge of the self can be attained in one's own bosom when one has gained in oneself a full mastery in yoga, when one has sincerely and diligently practiced the above mentioned 12 yajnas and gained a complete self-mastery through them. This mastery of the self over the flesh is not given by any teacher. Gurudev points out here that we think that if a teacher is taking a peacock feather and then brushing it on us, or just putting some kumkum on our forehead, or blessing us with his hands, or looking at the student, Nayana Diksha, Sparsha Diksha, Sparsha Diksha, knowledge of the self is knowledge of who am I. So I'm just answering the question straight away. If I type it on the chat, I will be disturbed from this. So knowledge of the self is knowledge of knowing who is the actual person. Who is, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect. Then who am I am the one who is observing the body, I'm the one who is observing the mind, and I am the one who is observing the intellect. Kalena Atmani Vindati. In course of time, this knowledge of the self is attained. Course of time means nobody can say for this person when they will realize, that person when they will realize. It depends on every individual. It depends on the sadhana that they put in. It depends on the nature of their mind, the granulations of vasanas present in them. So many factors are there. It can be in a moment also, or it can take lifetimes also. 39th verse, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatparas samyatendriyaha jnanam labdva param shantim achirena adhigacchati. Achirena adhigacchati. Achirena means so fast. Adhigacchati. Who will go to that realization so fast? Shraddhavan. What is Shraddha? Shrat means truth, dha means to hold. The one who has the capacity to hold the truth. So, what is actually Shraddha according to Bhagavan Shankaracharya? Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu. Why does not have an answer? Why is the sky blue, or why is the ocean blue in color? Why is the ocean so big? Why is the sky so big? Why can't we walk in the sky? There is no answer for why. The question should be what should I do to know the self? And that is why we are studying the Bhagavad Gita. So Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Shraddha Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Vishwasaha iti Shraddha. Guru, the words of the Guru who speaks from the Upanishads and the Vedanta Vakya, the Mahavakyas, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Ayam Atma Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma. These are all the Mahavakyas from the Upanishads. And the Upanishads, Vedanta Vakyeshu Vishwasaha, having faith that yes, what is being told is true. It is told for my own well-being and welfare. The rishis have got our own great interest in their mind. They are not interested in winning Booker Prize, or they are not interested in winning name and fame, or they don't want to keep their names etched in society. So because of that, they have written the Upanishads. No, they have told for my well-being, and what they have said is the truth. Until I know the truth, I just believe what is told and I do what is required to be done. Labhate jnanam tatparaha samyata indriyaha. After attaining this knowledge of the self, it can be listened to from the words of the Guru or the Master. It is like it is there in our consciousness, but it has not become part of us. What should we do after that? Tat paraha. After that, samyata indriyaha. We have to live a life of controlled senses. Jnanam labdhva. After gaining that knowledge, param shantim. How do I know that I have realized the truth? I experience causeless peace. The peace does not come because the situation around me is quiet, or because I am sleeping, or because nobody is giving me any trouble, or because whatever I want, everything is available. Peace is not having any cost here. Without any cause, I just close my eyes and I feel very content and I feel very happy and I feel very quiet and I feel very calm. That is called Param Shantim. When that Param Shantim is coming, when you are beginning to experience that supreme peace, then we realize that that is a state of realization of that knowledge. Param Shantim. How fast do we attain to that? Achirena adhigacchati. Peace, we don't need to do anything to get peace. We have to remove whatever is disturbing the peace, then peace only remains. Ravi Shankar, I have answered the question. Why self alone is witness, so why is not the question. What should I do? And that is what we are all doing now by listening to the Bhagavad Gita. And listen to this Bhagavad Gita, even one verse in this 1 hour's talk or whatever, even if you are listening to one verse, take that one verse and apply it in your life today. In the next 1 hour before you go to sleep, see how you apply it in your life. And in the morning when you wake up, hold on to that one verse and live your whole day with that one verse until you listen to the next verse of the Bhagavad Gita tomorrow for you to apply. That is the way to achieve that realization, not why. 40th verse. Ajñascha shraddadhanascha samshayatma vinashyati nayam lokosti na paraha na sukham samshayatmanaha. So Ajñascha, the one who does not know what is the truth and also does not have shraddha. What is all this? These people have got no other work. They will wear some yellow dress or orange dress. They will put a lot of pattai, kottai, muttai, all that, and make fun of those people who are teaching. So, ashraddha dana, ajñascha, ashraddha danascha, samshayatma, the one who is having a lot of doubts, his doubts have not gone because his mind is so restless within. He wants to hide that restlessness by making fun of all these Mahatmas who are giving this truth and this knowledge for the sake of the welfare of the world. Samshayatma, what happens to that person? Vinashyati. Vinashyati means he comes to nothing in this life, in this present life. Nothing in the outer world also is possible for him, because even to live in the outer world, you need many of these qualities that you need for self-realization. To live into the world outside also, that discipline, that yama, the control of the senses are required. So nothing is achieved in the outer world also, and the higher world also is out of reach for that person. That is called vinashyati. Means the whole purpose of life does not get fulfilled by such a behavior. Na ayam lokaha asti. Even this world is not possible for them. Then paro na sukham samshaya atmana paro na paraha. The other world, the world that is beyond our comprehension right now, that is also not available. Samshaya atmanaha, for the one who has got lots of doubts. Samshaya means they do not do anything to clarify their doubts and live their life. They are just wasting their time and making fun and criticizing and complaining and remaining in the same rut as always. The 41st verse, Yoga Sanyasta Karmanam Jnana Samchinna Samshayam Atmavantam Na Karmani Nibadhnanti Dhananjaya. Yoga Sanyasta Karmanam. Through the practice of karma yoga, all actions are given up. The practice of karma yoga means not identifying as I am the doer of the action and not identifying myself with this is the result of the action. Karmanam. What happens? Jnana samchinna samshayam. Their knowledge of the self arises like, when you're churning the buttermilk, the butter arises from that. In the same way, when you're churning the mind with actions, dedicated actions without identification, when you're churning, then knowledge begins to arise in that person. That knowledge, it destroys all doubts. Like when the sun rises, you do not have any doubt about how you can get in touch with me at sharanya.chaitanya@chinmayamission.com. Sharanya.chaitanya at Chinmayamission.com. Yes, all your questions they can be answered in detail Agnyascha so na ayam yoga sanyasta karmanam jnana samchinna samshayam atmavantam na karmani nibadhnanti dhananjaya. So one who has destroyed all karmas, all actions, has purified the mind through yoga, karma yoga, and atmavantam, the one who is established in the self, na karmani nibadhananti. He is not bound by actions. Dhananjaya, the one who has conquered all sides, all directions, and gained a lot of wealth is Arjuna. He is addressed as Dhananjaya. Atmavantaha meaning poised in the self. Just like the dreamer, when he gets poised in the waker, the activities of the ego can no more bind the self. The ego poised in the self is the experience of the real self. The dreamer poised in the waker is the waker. This being the wondrous result and the supreme profit that true knowledge can give us to the deluded, Krishna advises Arjuna, what do you do therefore? Tasmat. Tasmat is the three dots in mathematics we use to write our answers. Tasmat ajnana sambhutam kritstham jnanasinatmanah chitvainam samshayam yogam attishthottishta bharata. Tasmat ajnana sambhutam kritstham, whatever ignorance is there in the heart, jnana asina, with the sword of knowledge, atmanaha chitva, destroy that ignorance. Chitva enam samshayam, destroy the doubt. Yogam attishtha, stand in yoga Arjuna. Yoga means integration of the objective mind and the subjective mind is yoga. Functioning from the integrity of the objective and mind and subjective mind to the five sense organs of action is called yoga. Chitva enam samshayam, yogam attishta, uttishta bharata, get up Arjuna. Just don't be lazy, don't be complaining, don't be cribbing, don't be crying. Get up and do your work. Now that you have realized the truth, now that you have known the truth, get up and do your work. Arise, O Bharata. The chapter concludes with a spirited call to Arjuna, arise, O Bharata. In the context of the Gita, though the word may be rightly said to mean only a call to Arjuna, it is a call to every seeker, especially to this country as a whole, to get up and act well in the spirit of yajna and thereby to gain more and more inner purity, so that through true meditation, every one of us can come to experience and gain the supreme peace, which is the final fulfillment of evolution. With this, the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, comes to a conclusion. Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Purushottama Yogo Nama Jnana Karma Sanyasa Yogo Nama Chaturthodhyayaha. So all of you who are here may reach me at sharanya.chaitanya@chinmayamission.com. All right. Thank you very much. Hari Om. It is good to see you all online. Otherwise, it is just a one-way traffic. I have not concluded the Shanti Patha. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Hara Hara Mahadeva. Hari Om.